Tweets aren't quotes from the book. They're tweets that our group made up that we thought the priest would say if he had a Twitter. For instance, the first tweet is, "God is the light that is going to lead us out of this war." We felt like the priest would say this since he doesn't see any other way that it will end, and he's putting his faith into God. The second tweet is the priest talking about how the only opinion that he cares about is the one God has about him. He shows this multiple times through the book but never flat out says it. The next tweet is a Bible verse that has to do with self-control and compares it to a city with walls. One with self-control is a city with strong walls, but those who don't are a city with broken walls. This tweet is one of the priests retweeted, and it has to do with asking God to help you deal with the bad motives and intentions you're dealing with. Our group feels like the priest would have retweeted this because he would want to encourage those following him to turn to God with their problems. This next tweet is a quote from the book, and it says, "Captain just said, Prius not with girls, Prius never with girls. Some people just don't understand my priorities in life." The priest believes that in order to stay in good terms with God and fulfill his priest duties, he must stay away from women and put all his focus in God. The next two tweets relate to when the priest offers Lieutenant Henry to visit his family house in Abruzzi. He is very hopeful that Henry will attend because he feels it would be good for Henry to experience that. The priest puts on his Twitter whether or not Rinaldi should drink more or have to leave, which directly references when he tells Rinaldi to take a break on drinking. But Rinaldi, tells the priest to go to hell. The vote comes out to be 100% for Rinaldi to keep drinking, because the men that he hangs out with are in the war and would encourage to drink more if he wanted to. These were obviously not results that the priest had hoped for, and he probably thought more people would have sided with him. He's just trying his best to help Rinaldi get out of his habit, since it's not a lifestyle the priest sees as a holy one. He's doing what he thinks is the best in his situation, is trying to help out his friends. The priest posted a tweet about how the major told him he was a good priest, and that made him very happy to hear that his efforts of his previous ways were paying off. He was super excited that someone recognized him and wanted to thank him publicly for saying that. It meant so much to him.
This next tweet shows that the priest keeps getting bullied and picked on with different circumstances and topics. He cannot stop them from saying what they want, but he acknowledges that he is starting to get used to this happening. This is his way of coping with this, and he feels that he can tell his followers what is going on in his life. "Things are not how they used to be" was a quote that the priest posted on his Twitter, and he is referring to many things. He is talking about life before the war and how the war has changed everything. This next tweet relates to the scene when the priest and Lieutenant Henry are talking about the war. The priest believes that the war cannot go on for much longer and does not support it in the first place. He makes his stand very clear in that he doesn't like it at all, and we can infer that he wants God to stop it.